venue, I think. We had Dave Chappelle's manager on here who also manages Vince Staples, so you might know the right. And he was saying like he was on a video shoot with Vince and like somebody needed to like go get a jacket from like somewhere. He's like, I went and got it. He's like, why not? He literally said that. You know, it's like he's like, I'm above it. You know, so you're right.
That's a good segue into like humility, man. Like a lot of this is cool. Yes, you want the great accolades and you want the accomplishments and you want the goals.
Yeah.
And the only way to get there is to be humble.
For
you know? And like even the greats will say that. Even the greats will say that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I want to bring that whole thing home with one last point, man. It's like, this just might not be the lane for you, right? If you're dragging, it could be a positive for them. And I think I've heard Gary talk about this. It's like, well, if you don't want it that bad, maybe there's another lane that will speak to you more and then you'll be flourishing in your life. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. And something I've seen with Gary and seen within Vayner, you know, I came in at 300 employees. Now we're like 1,500 employees worldwide. We have global offices and everything. What I've seen time and time and again is casting is very important. That person might not be good in that position or that exact project. There's video editors on a different team within Vayner. They're not doing great. We move them to another team, they excel.
Wow.
Same position, same job title, just different work that they're delivering on. Even me, like this whole past year, I've been a part of like the Vayner proper, like VaynerX proper. I've been on Team Gary for like 7.5 at this point. This year I did a little bit more Vayner proper. It's not for me. I'm not creatively encouraged, motivated, driven, or interested in the work. It was a slow year for me in terms of like my output. And that I also think takes a lot of self-awareness, testing on yourself. You know, I believe in myself as a human experiment. I'll try the most random things because I want to see myself teeter and totter in between. Oh wait, why did I do so well here? What helped me excel here? Why did I fail here? You know what I mean? Like, and so always like teeter and tottering. And like, I've had many conversations now with Gary at this point of like, I don't think this part's for me, you know? And now I'm like refiguring out my career within the Vayner ecosystem.
That's a gem. Thank you for putting that out there. Something that I think is very relatable for all these entrepreneurs listening on the come up is dealing with rejection. Sometimes it'll just be a closed door. You know, that door is not going to open, right? Okay, so how do you bounce back from that?
To me, you can't bounce back because we're in a world where there's so much opportunity. If you love music and you're not a music artist, meaning you want to be a music artist but you just don't have the talent, there are thousands of jobs within that field that you could do very, very well at. A lot of people say, oh, if I can't have that thing, they give up on the whole thing. And then they go work an office job and they're very unhappy. No. There's like, if you're not a music artist or a star, you can go and work and be the manager of that music artist. You can go and work behind set and scenes. You can work at production facilities you can work in studio. There's so many outlets that you can use your passion in your field to have a job in the new day and age. But rejection is just part of the entry. Like, there is no world where you put in one application. I mean, there might be the 1 in a billion chance that you put in one application, you get the job, you're happy, you have a 12-year career and you're super pumped. But most of the time that's not the case. To me, rejection is oxygen. The no's are part of the yes. That's part of the journey. Russ, one of my favorite rappers, has a line of like, thank you to all the people that shut the doors on me because now I did it on my own successfully, you know?
Man.
And like that to me is like, that's what it is. It's like, it gives you the motivation, the courage, and the extreme gratitude that you will have when you get the thing that you want. I've woken up every day for the last 12 years of my life being extremely grateful that I get to do what I want to do. And because I worked a job at 14 doing construction with my dad, and I hated it. I love my dad. I love my pops, and like, we're the best. I hated working on that construction site. And so I told myself, the day that I did something I liked, I could not complain about work. That's kind of like how I've gotten to where I'm at. mentally, happily, and like, yeah, there are down days and you're gonna be going through it, but that's kind of where I feel.
That's well said. Just to summarize that, if you don't get that exact thing, you could be happy in an adjacent thing that's in the same world. That's a
Yeah, like have the self-awareness. Like for me, I'm not the personality who wants me in front of camera. I want to be behind the scenes, but I like to have a voice. So in my world, I was able to build up my social profile and have a voice, not be in front of camera, or not be the audio host, not like do the things that I wanted to do. What I love about social media is that you can have the conversations you want to have. So many
yeah.
people think about social media as like, I just can push stuff out, get affirmation and leave, or try to sell a product. I push out content to have the conversation I want to have.
And a lot of those conversations feel very selfless to me, man. I want to, just acknowledge you for that, because I feel like you often will post on IG like, hey, get in the comments section. You never know
I
what kind
love
of
people.
serendipity can take place, right?
I love people. That's why I like to be with people. I like talking. I like seeing. I get like DM every day saying, "Oh my God, just met my new business partner," or "Oh my God, just met my girlfriend through a DM." Or,
Through
"Oh
the
my God."
D-Rock IG comments. That's great.
It's happened. It's happened.
That's
And
incredible.
so I have like a few chat groups that have started in my DM. I'm like, they're just like 20 kids all hustling and grinding. And I
Amazing.
pop in there once in a while and I love that stuff.
You know
Makes me
what's so
happy.
cool, man, is so cool is I feel like when you were starting earlier, you were kind of like a passenger to serendipity, and now you could be a driver to serendipity. I think that's kind of dope.
I like that. That's very well said.